Hey, what is up you guys, I am SubZeroExtabyte and I am ready for today because today will be the first day of a new day, which means that today is a new day. Yeah, that is right. That did not make any sense at all, and that does not matter because we are going to try a mod again. We have not done one of these for a while, so let's change it up for a change. Now, we already did a Ben10 mod which was pretty cool. Leave me a comment down below in the comment section of or like Ben10, and I hope that you think that this is pretty cool to do. But it is a mod. It is same old same old. I can just jump around and do cool stuff. That is basically what all the fuzz is about when it comes to mods. Now of course I am better than that. That is why that was just a demonstration of how you would fail in this subject. But for me these are not all that hard. It is just a normal routine to follow. And of course we are walking around to a test site right now, and now today I am coming to you out of exile since I am kind of hiding right now. It has been a weird couple of days with all of that hurrah and whatever that has been happening the other days, so I thought to myself like, well, I need some alone time right now. Alright, so guys, please forgive me right now for what I am doing with this redstone because I literally have no idea what I am doing right now. This is just some on the fly thinking right here because I literally have no idea how to use redstone. So if you have any sort of tips and tricks for me, well, it will always be welcome of course. But right now I do not really have enough time to go look for some tutorials because I will really need to make sure that no one finds me in this hole. I mean, no one will find me, right? I told the noobs to just go away a couple of minutes ago, so I hope that he respects that instead of following me or coming back with like a group of guys or something, because I usually get intimidated pretty quick and I am like a turtle. I will need a shell so that I can hide in there, and right now I do not have a shell, so this is basically my shell right now. I will have to make sure that I can get through this, otherwise I will not have my shell for whenever more people show up, and then well, that means that it is time to panic for me. Now I am coming right back at you with another video today on redstone, and today we are here trying to get a machine to work. I am kidding, I was just roaming around a bit trying to look for some cool spots to shoot some stuff for this video, and by shoot I mean shooting with a camera like I am doing right now, but that is besides the point. So today we are experimenting with some more of those crazy machine builds. I mean, the last time that we did that, it was a pretty great success in my opinion, and I am hoping to achieve some with the same results this time, only with some new weapons and things like that. So without a further ado, we will be heading back to my little machine that I have built since my other Minecraft machines got blown up again. I mean, what a surprise, right? It seems like that is just part of the new weekly slur or something. I mean, it is just very sad that this keeps happening to me, but like I always say, LIFEGOESON. Life goes on, people. That is a song by Noah and the Whale, honestly. But this machine will switch my identity, which is pretty cool if you ask me. Now of course none of this actually has anything to do with Ben10, but that will be coming up next, because Ben10 is cool and has a gadget, but that does not mean that he does not have any flaws. You are just not seeing them because it is a TV show, and you know that you cannot believe anything that is on the TV, right? At least that is what most people say. We do not believe what is on the TV because it is what we want to see, and what we want, that is something that we cannot believe, and that is just because we have all learned to kill our dreams, and that is something that we should never be doing. Dreams are all that we have in our lives, especially when you are younger. That is the time that dreaming is the most fun, because you have got your whole life in front of you and you can just dream and contemplate about all the stuff that you might end up doing and achieving in your life. So please, you guys, promise me that you will never ever give up on your dreams, no matter how weird they might sound to anyone else, as long as they sound alright to you. Well, oh my god, I am not sure what I have just unleashed, but I can tell you that these are a lot of things happening. But I guess the maid will clean all of that up, because I will need some more time to experiment with all of these things before I actually end up having to get arrested or anything for doing this. Usually you can only fool around with explosives on the 4th of July, but since that is not today and neither is it New Year's Eve, so I could probably get busted for doing this. But if that is what I have to do to fight for my freedom, then I will be glad to do anything right now, because I am not backing down right now. I will be the one who will come out on top of this today. I will make sure that once I build my new house, there will be no one around of my pleas that is able to destroy everything that I have worked so hard for. Or maybe I should just let some of these things go off and just put everything ablaze. That actually might be the way to go with this. But then again, I really just want to be like Ben10 and do good, because I came here the other day and some freaking noob came around and he was not that bad, but it just gave me a lot of stress, and I did that thing with the creepers which was also pretty freaking stressful and anxiety inducing. So you know, I came here and decided to do something about my little problem by getting rid of the stress and anxiety by blowing some stuff up, and by finding a way which would keep all of those noobs at bay when I am around here. That is just the ugly truth. I am sorry if it sounds like really harsh, but if this is what I have to do to finally be on my own in my own Minecraft world, then I will be okay to do all of this right now, and I will be bearing the consequences, of course, because that is just who I am as a person. That is just amazing for me, but also for science. I will have to write all of my findings down so that I can make sure that there will be things getting done with all of this. This is just crazy, my man. Now I will just start blowing things up, because you know how it is. I just want to blow things up. Next to being an amazing science man, I am also just a freaking boss when it comes to these things. So I'll write a little more practice rounds into this little testing area right here, and I will be getting back to the drawing board to bake some new recipes for the identity machine. Did you get that pun? I said bake some recipes, because you usually bake recipes, because recipes are usually about food. I know, right? That was just an ingenious pun. It is basically just pretty much insane. I do not even know what to say about it. So I will be starting to make the extended version of the machine, and I am pretty sure that there is nothing too special about that thing except for the fact that those things are extended, like more people should be able to do. So I would probably only be able to make things from a further distance. So like I said before, I will be able to cache them outside, from inside of my own house. So cache me inside, how about that? Wait a second, this thing is not even working right now. How can I cache people outside from inside when I am not even able to use this darn machine? I think that I am being scammed right here. I mean, I made the blueprints for this thing myself, but that does not matter. Well, I guess that building this thing will probably give me some directions. So with just starting the project, I guess I could say that I am halfway done already, right? I mean, it is not like some Lego build. This is some serious big freaking machine that I am about to go and construct. So forgive me if it takes like an insane amount of time to finally get done, because you know, I am learning on the fly with this thing. So maybe you could just build along with me, since I am going to be building this thing like slow as poop. And that might not help with the interesting part of the video, but I mean, at least we can all have a little learning experience by building something like this. So let's say that we can actually build a machine that is big enough to change like an insane amount of stuff in it. I am building this thing on the top of the old one, so I am not sure if that will actually help me in the building process, but I am going with the fact that it probably will not help me with that. So let's just hope that we do not end up falling down or anything. But now that I am actually building it on top of the old machine, kind of, so it looks like we are about to be done with this thing and it will be fully operational. But would you just look at the size of this thing? It is insane. I mean, I have been to New York and other big cities, and the fact that those buildings and skyscrapers are so high is insane. But this thing, well, this is just something else for a change. Usually, like with the enhanced crafting bench, it was just 2 blocks wide. Well, this thing is not messing around. Then we can finally start to figure out what kind of things we can actually start building and melting and freaking cooking up with this thing. It is like we have reinvented the freaking wheel, but instead of the wheel we built a huge identity switch machine, and instead of reinventing it we just made a bigger freaking version of a normal switch machine. That is awesome. I am just in awe right now. I would have never thought that I would actually be able to build something that looks this majestic. But you know how it is. Beggars cannot be choosers. But today we have shown that we are not mere beggars. No, we have shown the people that we are a force to be reckoned with. So behold the mighty identity switch machine. Bow for it or you will be regretting it for the rest of your mortal life, because this thing will be standing here even when you are long gone. As long as it can feast on items to change, and people to switch. And for the rest, well, it really does not care about anything. We just need something to put into it so that it has something to actually do instead of just hanging around here. But like I said, that does not matter one bit, because I will be personally making sure that we can do this, and that we are actually able to SWTICH enough stuff to end poverty and world hunger. But of course we need a lot of items for that, so that will basically become my life's goal, to make sure that this machine will be running and switching stuff until the end of time, and then it will still be going on. and it will be making people happy because now people can finally get the stuff that they want. And of course mass production is really big these days, so I guess that a machine this size would possibly help with that. But of course we will be needing to make sure that this big machine will not be used by the wrong people. And by the wrong people I mean the people who are willing to switch stuff that will hurt people. So just to make weaponry and that kind of stuff. I mean weapons are cool and stuff, but once you give a gun to a guy who has been having thoughts about shooting someone, well, you know that might not actually be the smartest thing ever to do. So I just hope that this machine will finally be used by people, and that it actually will be used in a good way, and not cray-cray in a good way, but just to better the people, to make people into other people and other types of or in anything from that nature basically. So let's just hope that no one will use this to try and conquer the world, because that might just be the end of my majestic big freaking machine. I mean come on, I am not going to let people use my creation for destruction, pain and suffering. That is not my code, man. That is not what I am about. So you know, maybe that is just for the better that I have built it on the edge of town so that nothing happens. Just so that people will think twice of actually going up there to create stuff in my machine. But like I said, I am going to be making it my life's goal to make sure that this furnace will be running forever, or at least longer than 5 minutes. So I will be needing a lot of resources, and that is the exact thing that I am going to be looking for right now. I will be needing to make sure that I actually get some resources, and of course enough resources to keep that machine busy making more Ben 10 guys, because I am not sure if it actually will be devouring stuff faster or not. I just know that it should be able to hold a lot more stuff than the old machine. I mean, a normal switch machine can only hold one type of the source and one type of the new person. And this thing, well, I hope that it will be holding a lot more than that. So this is actually pretty fun for now. I mean, I would have never thought that this was the way that this Ben 10 team would take me down. So I guess that is some kind of a learning experience now that I can actually see what is going on inside of this new world. But I mean, these things are going fast and they are pretty reckless. No wonder they always lose stuff or get killed by a ghost. I mean, would you just look at this dump? We are speeding over these hills with like 100 miles an hour. That is like 70 miles an hour over the hilltop speed limit. Someone should notify the authorities about these illegal street races or illegal home races on hilltops. But then again, that is basically the same stuff. But I bet that you guys have noticed that I actually went to the North Pole a couple of weeks ago, and I saw what kind of methods those Santa his little helpers were using. And they do things way more delicate. They are not just throwing around with me and such, because if they do not handle those Ben 10 things well then they will have to answer to Santa Claus. And even though he is the nicest guy on the planet, he can still kick your butt. Actually, all of this kind of reminds me of that one time where we decided to play that new game with the angry wall or some stuff like that. It was kind of weird to see, and he got killed a lot of time because of that thing, but somehow he still managed to just pull through and make it out. Now of course we know that same Sub-Zero will make it out of the story as well, since we all know that this footage is pretty old, and Sub-Zero is still around. But it is the way, it is the process that counts right here. I mean, there is more to all of this than just some simple slang and stuff, because nothing right here has anything to do with physical strength. No people, all of this has to do with mental strength. And apparently Sub-Zero is the mental equivalent of Arnold freaking Schwarzenegger. I mean, he never stopped, he just went on and on. And you may not know this right now, but at some point the physical hurting does not hurt as much as the mental hurting. So that is just something to think about right now, because this is pretty much all that he had at this point, and he decided to just shine on. But guys, I think that we have found ourselves to be in a little bit of a pickle right now, because I do not see any way of getting out of here without getting kicked in the butt. So I think that we might be able to find our way out of this, but it will actually be getting really hard, because I have already started sweating and I can just feel these sweat drops vaporize off of my body. So that is of course not a good thing when you are trying to keep your cool and not do anything stupid or irrational. But of course I think that it might have just been my time. This might be it, people, the actual end of an era. We have battled so hard, but it just did not pay off. Though I still hope that you were able to learn a lot from this video, even if you did not learn how to survive the Ben 10 inches Minecraft At least you learned how not to do it, but luckily for me I did. Which makes no sense to me, because I am not that strong. But I guess that I am just the best in everything. But with that said, I want to wish you guys a nice day again, and please do not be as stupid as me. Because well, I am going to have to fight many more of these things with this machine in my backyard. Now I think that since we are nearing the end of the video, a nice and well done outro is needed, right? Oh, by the way, I mean just me talking. You can help the channel out by subscribing, and when you have done all of that, I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye y'all.